Hey guys, what's up? It's Reaper and I'm back with another video. Alright, well, yeah, if you guys actually waited a little bit, I would actually do the full video, so you guys gotta be patient, but you know, that's okay. But in this clip, I'm actually going to show you what it really means to play Splitgate 2 on the high maximum, and actually what it means to actually have a full experience of this game finally. It only took them a week, but you know, they did fix it, so I was actually kind of happy. But you know, this game is a lot like Halo and Portal, but I do see the similarities to Call of Duty and Battlefield and all that other fun jazz with it as well. So it's like, if you've played first-person shooters since the beginning of time, then you understand how to play this game perfectly, and it's actually not an issue to manage and actually get good at. But I got to admit, now that the leveling is back and the leveling is actually active, I can actually progress, and I am actually very, very happy. But it took them a week for them to actually make the progress possible, so it was kind of annoying to sit there and just grind for no progression and grind for no actual XP, and that was really annoying. But now everything is actually fixed, so everything actually does work, so that's the important part. But now that the game is mostly fixed except for the server delay, all I gotta do is just grind up my level and grind up my guns and stuff like that, and that's all I gotta do. But that's basically what I've been doing in this match. But I did this match at around 3 a.m. last night, and it was actually really, really fun, and I got into a match rather quickly. I got into a match within 4 minutes, which was actually pretty good compared to the wait times that have been actually active, so, you know, cool for me. And I actually got new attachments for my assault rifle, so I've been actually pounding people with these attachments. So, you know, it's one thing if you have the base weapon, but then if you actually put attachments on it, then it actually gets stronger, so you actually do better, which is actually a good thing. But, you know, overall it was actually quite a hassle to get the updates up and running, so, you know, it was actually kind of nice that they finally fixed it. But now that they finally fixed it and everything, all I gotta do is just grind, and that's just what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of the actual summer. So, you know, and I cannot wait for this game to come out, because this game looks absolutely amazing, and it takes me away from Call of Duty, which is actually really, really good, because I have not had a first-person shooter do that for me in a while. So, you know, overall, this game has been fun. You know, although I do got to admit that some matches are better than others, and some, you know, you can see the casual market all around this game, because some people don't even actually know how to get kills, and then some people don't even know how to do objectives, and then, oh my god, it's just so freaking annoying. So you're basically doing lone wolves the entire match, and that's just really annoying. But, you know, I'm sure that will improve with time, and I'm sure people will eventually get better. And especially once we get ranked in this game, we'll actually have a lot better stuff to actually be doing. So, but it's been fun, and it's actually been rather entertaining. So, but overall, I got to admit that this game's, you know, weapon setup is actually quite interesting. And I was using the carbine for a while, but then I switched over to the assault rifle, because it finally actually did update the challenges, and it updated the actual progression, so I could actually unlock everything for it. And I actually finally did, and now that I have everything for this weapon, it is absolutely insane to use. So, but it has actually been rather interesting. But overall, I think that most of the gameplay is rather self-explanatory. You just gotta shoot people first and then not get hit. That's basically what it is. So if you shoot people first, you win. If they shoot you first, they win. That's how that works. So you gotta be fast on the trigger, and you gotta be fast on the directional pad. But, you know, it's just like, it's actually quite fun. And then when you get into matches like these, where your team is just dominating the other side, it's just really, really fun. And I do admit that the only mode that I actually find enjoyable in this game is the 24 Onslaught. I don't play the actual Arena Slayers or anything like that. I just play the 24 player mode, and then that's it. But the 24 mode gives you more kills, it gives you more objective time, it gives you more space time and stuff like that, and the maps are a lot bigger, so you actually have a lot more free free space to move around and actually kill people and stuff like that. So that's actually the other thing about it. But overall, I think that, you know, this game is actually a 10 out of 10, and I have actually been enjoying it. And I have been enjoying how the actual dev team have actually put their heart, soul, and sweat into actually fixing this game for us. And it's actually been really, really good. And I think that, you know, anybody that likes first-person shooters will love this game, because this game is right up your alley. And it's going to be free to play, so it's actually, the open beta is out now on all systems, and it is free to download. So you can actually have your free space to do that. But overall, I think that this game is going to be the redefining of first-person shooters in general. And I think that if the first Splitgate was anything to go by, I think this game is in for a massive amount of attention and actual promotion. So I think this is going to be a really good year for first-person shooters. And let's not forget that we do have Call of Duty 2025 to look forward to, so that's the other thing that we have to consider. But, you know, the fact that I actually have this game to play all summer is actually going to be rather entertaining. So that is basically what I personally think. But overall, I think that, you know, anybody that likes first-person shooters will enjoy this game. But you gotta basically, you know, put your heart, soul, and sweat into actually upgrading your character. But overall, I think that this game is actually rather fun, and it is actually really, really good to play. But you know, the delay in the actual progress time of the beta was actually kind of annoying. But I give the devs some slack, because they've been working on it for so long, and they've actually put their heart and soul and sweat into actually finally fixing this game after 1 week of a delay, which is actually kind of a good thing. So now that most of the things are fixed, the game is playable, the game is enjoyable, and you can actually have quite a good time with it. But overall, I don't have any issue with this game at this point. I did when it first launched, because things weren't working, but now that they are, I don't have a single problem with this game. This game is beautiful, and it's fun to play, and it's a great way to pass the time. So I suggest everybody try this out. It's actually really fun to get good at, and it's actually really, really, really easy to actually get good at too. So all you got to do is just pick the right weapons and the right loadout, and you're good to go. But you know, you got to remember that there's 3 classes in this game, so each class goes to level 25. So you got to get level 25 3 times. So you got to do that 3 times over. So that's going to be quite a chore. But you know, it's a lot easier than going 10 prestige over and over again. So it's going to be massively fun to see how this game grows and see how this game improves. But overall, I think that you know, people that are hated on this game are the ones that suck at it. So I think that if you basically cannot get kills in this game, you really should not be playing first-person shooters, period, because you suck. But you know, that's just me. So you know, and that's what the casual market is for. You know, people that suck at actually playing games and actually getting good at them. What do you know? But hey, you know, this is Splitgate 2. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And this is Reaper, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much for the likes and support, and I will have a great week. Have a great week also as well. I went 25 and 10, and boom, I already leveled up. Yep, I did. Alright, this is Reaper, and I'll catch you guys later.